Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to my weekly Wednesday chat. It's noon here in Northern California, and I have the exquisite pleasure of introducing you to my dear friend and watercolor artist, Maria Ahl-Zanier. Hello, Maria.
Hello, everybody.
So, Maria, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your creative journey and why you live in Berg, Sweden?
I went to art school at the right downtown San Francisco. It was just awesome, and I love the city. And then when I continued from there, I worked. I love traveling also, so I went to the Bahamas and went to up to Whistler and just stayed around there for 10 years before I met my husband, Mike.
And Mike
And
is
then
Canadian, right?
he is Canadian and he was a hockey player. So he was playing in Milano at the time. So we went there for 4 or 5 years. And then we finally settled down here and had our 2 kids.
And you're from there, so because I know that you have a beautiful creative studio and you kept a portion of that studio, which used to be, I think, your grandparents' general store. Is that right?
That's right. It's an old house from the 1880s. And so my grandpa had like a storage place on the other side of the street, and that was perfect for where I am right now in my studio and gallery. So downstairs I have like a room for showing my art, and up here I work and I had classes. Well, I said had, but time changed, and now I do most of them online. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And so that's one of the things that we're going to talk about today. But I want to stay kind of in the creativity space. And what did you actually like to do as a kid creatively? Because you're a watercolor artist now, but were you into watercolor when you were younger?
All my grandparents, all four of them, were very crafty and did everything. So I love nature. My sport was orienteering, but that didn't really have anything creative. But still, it meant that I was out in the bush running with my compass and map. And from there, I think that's where I get my inspiration from, the nature. It's always been very, very close. And yeah, I always loved art.
So when did watercolor come into your world?
Well, I did travel so much, so I wanted to have something to kind of almost like a meditation and, like a free kind of get together to myself. hmm And I always loved tons of colors. And this is what suited me. And it was easy to pack
Mm.
because, when you travel and wherever you are, there's always watercolor classes you can take.
Really, it's fascinating that you found it relaxing and kind of zen, because for some of us, it's like, so okay, you and I are so different in, I mean, we're the similar in many ways, we're also different in many ways. And so one of the things about watercolor for me is I'm impatient for it to dry. So how do
Well,
you talk a little bit about how it is then for you?
well, maybe I wasn't the same way back then as I am now. In the beginning, I wanted it to be perfect, like most people do. And I kind of wanted it to look like a photo.
Hmm.
And then I was thinking, why? It's a watercolor. It should be art. So now my kind of thing is to use a big brush, to use tons of water, and just have fun kind of thing.
Yeah, which is perfect, which is absolutely perfect because then I can totally get to the fact that it could be more relaxing if you're going to let the water flow, which of course is what your program is all about, right? Let the water
Yeah.
flow. So Kathy is here, Kathy Robinson, and she said that she signed up for your workshop, which is awesome. Let's talk about your workshop. So for everybody who's watching right now live, or if you're watching the replay, there's a link to Maria's workshop that starts next week. So tell us a little bit about the workshop.
Yeah, so it's 3 times. I have the little dates here, you know. So the first time we're gonna paint greenery, and then next time daisies, and then a butterfly. But the thing is, you don't really have to think about that too much. I just want you to have fun. And I was gonna tell you, and you need kind of 6 things.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep. Tell us what it is.
A paper, and you need some paint, of course. And that could be a tube or a pan, like a little thing like that. A brush doesn't have to be this big, but could. And a little palette, and see, it could be just a white little plate. And then some water. Right now I'm painting snowdrops, so my water's green, but yours should be clear.
Okay. You're in
And
the middle of
another
a
thing,
project.
always, paper towel, and a really good thing is this spray bottle. So that's about it.
Now, do you have a place? So I gave everybody the link. Oh, no, wait, put that up. That's so gorgeous. So that's one of the
So
projects.
these are my snowdrops.
Oh, it's so pretty.
And I mean,
pretty.
you can tell they are snowdrops, but still they have splashes, and they're not perfect. Here's another one, you know, with my leaves. I maybe have 4 colors here, but
I love the
you
dark.
just build it up. And
yes, I love the dark. So did you build up the dark?
yeah,
You did the dark last, right?
From the light, and then you go layer and layer. And this one, if I can show you a little bit.
Yeah, please.
This one is a pillow, okay?
Oh, wow.
That watercolor. And it came straight from this one.
Wow, Maria, that came out so great.
I know. But then my mother-in-law, she wanted curtains. And I tried to explain to her, I don't have this as a repeating pattern. But I did one for her. She's not in here, so I don't think she can see it.
Is it a surprise?
Now I have, yeah.
Oh.
So I'm going to send this to her, and I'm so happy.
Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So how did you end up actually creating a repeat from it? You did.
But I had to do it in Photoshop.
In Photoshop.
Because it's so, as you can see.
Yeah. So
it would be, I don't know how many vectors.
Yeah, it would have been way too big a file if you tried to try to do it in Illustrator. But that's so brilliant. I mean, that's one of the great things about when we learn these Adobe programs. We have so much flexibility, right? Of doing some things in Adobe Illustrator and some things in Photoshop. Yes. But that looks amazing. That looks absolutely amazing. Yay, Judy. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so great to have you in the workshop.
You can show up to one workshop or all 3, you know, and there will be replays too if you sign up, if you can make it. Because, you know, Anne, I've been waiting for you all day today. Right now, it's 9:15, and it's actually after my bedtime.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but that's why I have the workshop so early.
Yeah, so 10 a.m. my time, which is great because that also is very good time. 10, 11, 12, 1. That's 1 p.m. on the East Coast. So that's a wonderful, wonderful time. This is so sweet. So we have to give a big shout out to Laure, who has just joined Facebook to watch my channel. And she's been joining me every week and has been so encouraged. And this is like therapy, right? Seeing such beautiful artwork from women like Maria. I mean, what uniquely beautiful artwork. It is just it's stunning. I mean, the work that you create is absolutely stunning. And so I'm so excited that you are doing this
When
workshop.
you bring those 6 things, and if you don't have them, you can just watch me, and then you can do them with a replay. So whatever, um, and you have them the 25th. So you
Perfect.
have many
Perfect. So
days.
exactly, we have many days to do them,
Yeah.
and you will be guiding everyone through the three different things that you're creating. And you need to help me. Can you actually see these comments?
Lena, she's my mom's best friend. She says, "You two are so cute."
Oh, awesome. That is so, we are cute. We are cute. And listen, one of the things that's so important is that we have, and I was talking actually to Bonnie Christine earlier this morning about this. We have so much to offer in our lives, right? We're, first of all, so incredible that you and I have become best friends over the internet. And,
Mm.
back in the day, I would never have met you, right? If I had
No,
to like find you on the planet, I would never have met you. And yet we found each other through our different creative
it's the
practices,
best thing.
right? And so you live in a small town in Sweden, and I live on the west coast of California, and
Yeah,
or, right outside of San Francisco. And it's such a blessing that we can make new friends and we
I
can stay in
know.
contact and do our creativity together.
Hmm.
Is just
And
amazing.
we're all different, and we all want to just give so much love and joy, and that's what I really, really enjoy.
Yeah, me too. It just lights me up. It just makes me feel like
Hmm.
I still have purpose and I still have so much to give to the world, and that we can also support each other. And that's becoming, more important every day as we manage the crazy world around us.
Yeah,
So this is our safe place, right? This is kind of our safe haven.
yeah.
Um,
Sweden just opened up today.
It is very weird, and part of it is weird because we don't know what to expect. It's kind of like, well, is it going to just change in 2 weeks,
Uh
right? Is it going to change back?
huh.
Is it going to change back in 2 weeks? And so it is definitely very nerve wracking.
Hmm.
I think that one of the things that's so important about finding a creative practice that you love, and doing watercolor, it can be very zen. Is we need these times where we can stop thinking about we can stop thinking about everything that is
Mm.
worrisome, right?
Mm.
There's so many things
Exactly.
that are worrisome. And I
Yeah.
was, I was talking to my husband last night about the fact that I feel so much more tired in general. And it's like, I think I feel more tired in general because we're carrying this weight of this. Will it open? Will it not open? Can I
Mm.
go to the
Mm.
grocery store? Can I not go to the grocery
Mm.
store? Right? And we don't know when that weight will lift from us. And so our being able to lean into our creativity and focus on creating beautiful artwork or experimenting and letting the water
Mm.
flow is going to
Yeah.
help. It
And
just helps
sharing.
us.
Yeah. Mm.
Definitely
Mm.
helps us with our mental state and helps us with staying connected with those we love. And it's
Mm.
incredibly, incredibly important.
That I have to just say, and if people think I'm talking weird, because it is hard, I hear an echo the whole time. Just so you guys know, I don't know how I sound.
You actually sound fine. There's a little bit of, when this moves on your sweater, it's a
Oh.
little crackly,
Oh.
but there's
Okay.
nothing that you can really do about it, right? You can't really hold it either, because if you hold it, it gives you feedback. So you're doing just
Mm.
great. You're doing just great.
Okay. Thank
And,
you.
right, you're doing just
Sorry
great,
about this.
right? So Mary's first question is, how long are the workshops?
They are about 1 hour. I
Yep,
try to not go over, but I want to give you as much as possible. We paint a little bit, and then we talk a little bit, because the paint has to dry a little bit in between.
yep.
So, and then I have a lot of trying to answer all the questions in the end. Yeah.
Perfect. And of course, there are replays. There are
Hmm.
replays. And then are very flexible, right? People can either watch you the whole time and then try it on their own after, or you
Hmm.
can try to do it at the same time and
Yeah.
follow along, right? It works either way.
And sometimes it's good to do this exercise twice. So maybe if you follow along me, you can do it one more time after.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good idea because the first time you do it, you're kind of making your way, you're kind of
Hmm.
understanding the technique you're showing, and so doing it then the second time around is actually great.
Yeah.
So then Eileen said, what color watercolors? What do you suggest that people have on hand or go buy if they're going to buy some watercolors for the first time? Do I know you don't want people to go out and buy a whole bunch of new watercolors, but
No, 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 no,
what
no.
are some good colors that they should
I
have?
mean, go to Michael's, get a beginner set or something. Like these little pans are fine. They come usually in a beginner set.
Yep.
Actually, you only need 3 or 4 colors. Don't buy white because white is always the paper. Okay. Now, tubes. This is Daniel Smith. Very expensive. They have so many different kinds. So it's hard to me to say a brand that you should get. But I don't know. Pick the colors you love. And of course, yellow, red, and blue, the primary colors, they're great because you can mix them and get the purple, you can get a green, and so on. Mm.
Right. And so I think that's a great place for people to start. Just get the three primaries because then you can
Mm.
mix them to get pretty much anything you need. But the other thing that you're great, really great about is don't feel like you have to use the colors that Maria is going to be demonstrating with. Use the colors you have and see what happens,
Exactly.
right?
But if you have been painting with oil or acrylics, don't use those brushes because a watercolor brush holds the water in a totally different way, and that's what we want. So invest in a pretty good brush
Yeah, so
if you
brushes
can.
actually make a big difference. Yeah, brushes actually
Yeah.
make a very big difference, which was a mistake that I made when I was first starting, which is that, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do this for a long time, so I'm just going to get like inexpensive brushes, and it actually makes a really big difference. So
Hmm.
Pauline's question is, do you prefer palettes or tubes?
When I do my big paintings, I use tubes. Um, this painting here, the poppies, I can almost paint with my fingers a little bit. If I take some from the tube and this black, I can get it really, really dark, okay? I can't really get that intensity from these little pans. So, but for a beginner, or if I have a class here or something, I always use these.
So Sarah said, I have a great little Derwent travel set. And so
Perfect.
they are great. The pigment's really
Mm.
great. It has, how many colors? Do you have like 9 or 12 colors in it, Sarah? It's tiny, right? So super portable, very, very easy to use. And they're also really nice quality.
Yeah.
Um, so this is a wonderful
And then,
comment go ahead.
mhm. Now I was just going to say Winsor Newton is perfect. And
Yep.
yeah, wherever you live in the world. So
Exactly.
don't get stuck on a make.
Wherever you live in the world, you're going to be able to find some that'll be great.
Mm.
So Judy said it feels less intimidating to do it this way, where we're doing it online together without the eyes of the instructor, like looking over our shoulder,
Ha
right?
ha
It
ha.
is kind of less intimidating, right? It's like, well, she can't see what I'm doing, so I can let the water flow.
That's true. But I do love if you post them with a hashtag paint with Mozart. Then we can all see them, Judy.
There you go. There you go. So Kathy Packler just signed up. That's awesome. Super excited to have you in the workshop as well, Kathy. So Susan Palmer wants to know your perspective on the quality of brushes. What do you look for in a
This,
quality brush?
yeah, this big brush is squirrel. Totally, totally expensive. Um, this one is my favorite, and it's nylon.
And it's nylon.
Totally
Excellent.
fine. Yeah, and it's so as long as you don't get it in this Walmart, can you say that?
Yes, Walmart.
Or
Yeah,
like
you
something
don't
like
want to get
that?
it. Yes, you don't want to get it at the really really low end store like Costco or
No,
Walmart. You want to go to
no.
an art supply store
Michael's,
or
I'm sure is
Michael's.
okay, or even a
Yeah, Michael's or
art
your
supply
local
store.
art supply store. Yeah, so
Yes,
there's something called
perfect.
Blick Arts. There's a place called Blick that has a lot of locations in the United States, and you can go to your local. It's nice to support
Mm,
local stores because so many of these stores have had to been closed for so long. It's great to go down and spend some money in the local art supply store.
yeah, because sometimes when you get these cheap ones, they lose hair,
They
and
fall
you get
out.
hair all over. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah. So we have to give a big
Hi,
shout out
Lillemore.
to Lillimore. Hi, Lillimore. Hey, doll.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. And what are the dates again? So Kathy Packwood wants to know the dates again. You want to put up your little sheet?
15th, 16th, and 23rd, if you can see it.
Yep. So 15 is next Tuesday. 16 is next Wednesday. And the 23rd is the several days after that. And then it all stays up. I think that Maria Sabina said until the 27th. So you said paper, but there's different paper. So do you prefer watercolor paper or mixed media paper?
I always have watercolor paper, and I buy them in sheets, and they are big, so I cut them down to the size, and I stretch them, and I put them on a board with some masking tape. Or if you are a beginner, I think it's easier if you buy a block of paper, watercolor paper, because then they are glued all the way around.
Yes, and you'll laugh at this. I bought a block when I was first starting, and then I took them all off the block before I painted them.
Oh yeah,
Which
because
is
you
like,
didn't know.
which I didn't know. I didn't know. It's
No.
like, no, no, no. The whole point is if you get a block, you paint on the top piece of paper so it stays super, super tight and flat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you use the knife to cut it off the off the rest of the block. So anyway, just in case anyone has not used a block before, the great thing about a block is that all of the paper is glued together so that it stays
Mm-hmm.
very very tight. And then as a result, when your watercolor's all dry, then you take a little knife to separate the top piece off, and then you can then you paint on the next one. But
Yeah.
mixed media paper, it's a great question, Michelle, because mixed media paper can buckle, right? Especially if we're letting the
Mm.
water flow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All
And
right,
how
so
do you
let's see.
stretch? Well, it's kind of a procedure, but you wet the paper down, and then you put the tape around and let it dry, because it's so much starch in the paper, so you need to get that out. And then when the paper is wet, it grows, and you tape it, and then it dries, and it kind of, like a drum, like boom, or like,
Right. Yes, exactly. It's got that elasticity.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you need to tape it.
You definitely need to tape it. Hello, Susan. It's great to see you. So what's the hashtag we should use in your workshop?
Paint with Mozart.
Paint with Mozart. And
Not
Mozart is
Mozart, Mozart.
Mozart. So it's Mazart.
Yes.
Mazart. And so Angela said that I heard that there is paper that's stretched out already. And there is, right? So Angela, if you buy a watercolor block that's like 300 grams in terms of the weight of the watercolor, and it's on a block, you don't have to stretch it. It's already stretched. You can paint on the first piece of paper, and once it's totally dry, then you can use a little knife or bone folder to detach it from the rest of the block. And I'm sorry, I don't have my block with me. It's up in I should have brought my block to show
Should I
people what that
get
looks
mine,
like.
Anne?
Sure, if you have one handy, that would be awesome. And Tara Lee, it's awesome that you signed up too. That's excellent. So I'm glad you asked this, Angela, as a follow-up question, because I don't stretch my paper. I think you guys know that would make me crazy. That takes too much time. And so right, that's part of okay, I'm too impatient.
This
So,
is very old, and I don't even know what I have here. Oh, different
oh, it's so
greens.
pretty, your different greens. But show it from the
But
side so people can see where the sticky tape is.
yeah, so arches usually have black here, and
Yep.
oh, there is a little hole. Oh,
Yep. See it?
right there. When you've finished and it's totally dry, then you stick a knife in there and you go carefully around and you have a nice, beautiful painting.
What else do you want to share with people? Anything you want them to do before next Tuesday other than sign up?
No, just
Sign
we're
up.
just gonna have fun. We don't have to plan too much ahead because then you kind of maybe get nervous. I don't know.
No, I totally
No, we're just
agree.
gonna have fun.
We're going to have fun. It's going to be totally fun. And Sue Ellen signed up too, which is awesome, Sue Ellen. That's great. Right?
Mm-hmm.
15th, 16th, 23rd. The sessions are about an hour long, but you can always watch the replay if you have to leave in the middle of it. The
Yeah.
replays are available all the way until the 27th, so you have a nice long time to do them. And you need 6 things, right? So go through the 6 things people need again.
Paper,
Paper,
paints, a brush, a palette, some paper towel, and I really like this one too. And water, of course.
water.
Let the
Yep,
water flow.
yep.
Sometimes I have some, you know, a toothbrush,
You
a
have
stick,
other really fun,
a
uh,
scrubby.
non-traditional tools.
Ah,
I
I
love
love
it.
experimenting.
Yeah, yeah. Go for a walk outside and do some
Yeah,
orienteering. Do some orienteering and
yeah,
pick up some sticks, right? Some little
perfect.
branches or some sticks while you're out there. This is a great way to end. Patricia said, "Splatter is fun."
Yeah,
That is
always.
that is
You gotta
exactly right.
splatter.
Splatter is very fun.
Woo!
But thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I always like to say in closing that I am Anne La Follette, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you
Thank
next
you.
week. You're welcome. Thank you, Maria. Hej
Hejdå.
då!